Toxicology is, the study of poisons. Um, what you're investigating is the dose of the poison, how it gets into your body, the route of exposure, what it does, what your body does to it once it's inside, and then how long it takes for that poison to come out of your body. And I say poisons because any chemical can be a toxin. It's just the dose and the exposure. The whole purpose of a toxicology expert, is to take that science that I discussed, that basis of toxicology, and then apply it in these legal settings to explain, well, this makes sense, this doesn't make sense. And there's a lot of civil litigation out there where, people are taking drugs. There's drugs that come back in a tox report. Did that drug cause the accident? If so, how can I prove that? If not, how can I prove that? And that's kind of the standard that I'm looking at. And so I do a lot of drug and alcohol work. My job is to take all that evidence in. What does the tox report say? What can I glean from the medical files? Because there will be evidence of methamphetamine in your system independent of the tox report, such as increased blood pressure. Maybe liver enzymes are elevated. Maybe you'll see white blood cells changing. Maybe there'll be a brain scan. Long-term meth users have definitive holes in their brain on brain scans. So you kind of look for all this evidence, combine it with the circumstances of the accident. Are these actions consistent with somebody who may or may not have been intoxicated by meth? You kind of put all that together to come up with an opinion as to, was this individual intoxicated by meth or impaired by meth at the time of the accident in such a way that it was involved in the accident somehow? The biggest thing for me is, let me be objective. I want to look at the data. I love hearing your case summary, but I'm not going to say what you want me to say just because you want me to say it. My job is to look at all the evidence and come up with a conclusion based on that science. Sometimes there's information that clarifies, but don't tell me, I want this opinion, can you give it to me? Because I'm probably going to say no, even if I could, just because that's not the type of attorney I want to work with. Most of my job is reviewing documents, and, I'll get case files and I'll read them. Depositions that are relevant, I'll read them. A big part of my job is staying up to date with the science. Science is a process, and I've said that before. It's not an end result. It's not an answer. It's a way to move forward. The science is always moving. There's new discoveries happening all the time. And I need to stay up to date on the most current science.